What is up, guys? Now this video is a little later than I hoped, but I want to give my WrestleMania 30 predictions. I have now caught up with all the Raw, SmackDown, I've caught up with all the storylines, and yes, I've just got, I think there's one SmackDown left tonight. Today is Friday, and WrestleMania is Sunday, of course, Sunday night here in the UK anyway. So time to get on with the predictions. I've got the list of the matches in front of me here, so forgive me if I look down just to remind myself. I'm liking the look of the card this year. I know some people aren't a big fan of it, but I personally am looking forward to it. But yeah, let's crack on with it. We'll start with the pre-show, with the kind of match that no one's really caring about, and that is the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team match for the titles. And it's on the pre-show, so you can probably guess that WWE don't even really care about this match either, that they're giving it away for free. So we've got the Usos versus Los Matadores versus Real Americans versus Ryback and Curtis Axel. It's obviously between the two teams, the Usos and Real Americans. Now I did think that they were going to start to split the Real Americans soon, because they did tease that Jack Swagger and Antonio Cesaro were kind of starting to split a little bit, to turn on each other, but that's really slowed down lately. Personally, I think the Real Americans will win this. I think they're going to kind of forget about what they were doing and crack on with the Real Americans being a team. And yeah, that's my prediction. I believe the Real Americans are going to win this and become the new tag team champions. I didn't want to talk about that match too much. So next up, the one that again we don't want to talk about too much is the Divas match. And this one is the Vicky Guerrero Divas Championship Invitational, and it's got literally every diva you can think of on the roster is in this match. I don't know if AJ's going to retain. I think they've really slowed her title reign down recently. She hasn't really done much. Of course, the diva storylines are never anything big, but I do believe that that we will get a new champion, and it'll be someone who's in Total Divas. Of course, Total Divas is a kind of fake reality show that WWE are doing that's aired in the US, and it's very popular apparently. So I do believe that they're going to want their champion to be on Total Divas as well, so they can again advertise a bit more for that. So for me, I think the winner will be Nikki Bella. I just think that they've been really pushing her lately. I think she's had a very good win record on Raw and everything. So yeah, I think out of all of the divas, I think Nikki Bella, and of course she is John Cena's wife, girlfriend or wife, I can't remember, girlfriend I think. So that is another big plus point up there in the company, up there with John Cena. So yeah, Nikki Bella is my prediction for that. We've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal as well, and that's a very big kind of match for all the mid-carders. Everyone who hasn't got a match on WrestleMania seems to have been chucked into this Battle Royal. Seems like a little mini Royal Rumble going on, so I can't complain because I do like Royal Rumbles. So out of everyone, I'm not going to list everyone who's in it because there's so many, but we've got 27 announced superstars so far, and I do believe there's 30 man, so we've got 3 spaces left. So we are probably going to get some 3 big people returning, maybe Chris Jericho, but I'm not too sure because I do think he's doing some stuff with Fozzy quite soon. And I don't know, I literally can't think of anyone at the top of my head who could return, who would fit into like a mid-card Battle Royal. We're not going to get anyone huge coming back to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal because of the amount of people in there. You've got people like Jinder Mahal in there, and Kofi Kingston, The Miz. You're not going to get a superstar in this match, so I think anyone that does return will be along like the lines of maybe John Morrison or something like that. But who knows? Out of it, if it was just between the people who are announced so far, it wouldn't surprise me if Big Show wins it, because it's about Andre the Giant, and obviously he is a giant. They're going to want to try and kind of do something in memorial to Andre as much as they can, and why not have someone who kind of looks like the guy win the whole thing. But I don't know, I can see them doing some sort of really cheesy thing, you know how Hulk Hogan slammed Andre the Giant. You never know, we might get Rey Mysterio slamming Big Show or something. But who knows? I think the winner will be one of the 3 unannounced people. Obviously we need to see who they're going to be. But if it was just everyone who's announced, I would go for Big Show. Next match, you got the Shield versus Kane and the New Age Outlaws. Now I'm quite disappointed in this match really. I really thought a couple of months ago the Shield were on the up. I think the Shield were a very big talking point and they're very popular. And then suddenly they turned face, and now they're facing Kane and the New Age Outlaws at WrestleMania. Kane is quite old now, and the New Age Outlaws are old as well, and I really don't think this is kind of where the Shield want to be. I think they deserve better than this match. But I'm not here to kind of criticise, I'm here to give my prediction anyway, and I can't see anything else other than a Shield win. Obviously they've turned face now, so who knows, we might get a bit of development in that story, whether anyone turns on each other within the Shield. I can always see Dean Ambrose being a heel. He doesn't really suit a face character, so I think when they do eventually turn heel, the first one to go will be Dean Ambrose. But I don't think that's going to happen at this Mania. I think this is just going to be kind of a routine win for the Shield, and then that's it. It will kind of move on to something else after WrestleMania. But yeah, like I said, I'm kind of disappointed in that match. I think they deserve better for the year that they've had. So yeah, I think that'll be a straightforward win there. What else we got next? Then we're kind of moving on to the big matches. I think I've gone through them all. We've got John Cena versus Bray Wyatt. Now, I wasn't too interested in this match until the last sort of 2 or 3 Raws, and it's really sort of taken off. I think Cena's done really well to kind of build that sort of hero figure. But at the moment, I think Bray Wyatt is one of my favourite wrestlers in that at the moment. He's really, really cool. He's got really that kind of menacing, kind of crazy villain role going on. He's a little bit like the Joker from The Dark Knight, where he's kind of, you can't stop watching him, but he's crazy. That's like that crazy villain. And that's what I really like. I never thought the day would come that I would be supporting Bray Wyatt, because I hated him as Husky Harris. I never liked Husky Harris. I always thought that was the worst member of the Nexus. And now finally he's kind of broke away and got his own character, and he's turned into one of my favourites. So he's done really well. Really big fan of the whole Wyatt family thing. I think it's a great little stable. And yeah, I do want to say that Bray Wyatt's going to win this, because don't forget, he beat Daniel Bryan while Daniel Bryan was really kind of hot at the Royal Rumble. Everyone was loving Bryan. Bray Wyatt beat him clean, 1, 2, 3. And I would love to see that against Cena. I don't think Cena's got anything to lose by letting someone go over him. But at the same time, don't forget, this is John Cena and this is WrestleMania, where not just wrestling fans watch, casual fans watch as well, and they're going to want to put on a show for everyone. So in my head says John Cena's going to win this, but I really do want Bray Wyatt to win it. I think it will be a great match. I think they can put on a good match together. So yeah, I'm quite excited to see this match. But yeah, my official prediction is John Cena for the win. But like I said, I do want Bray Wyatt to win that one. Undertaker versus Brock Lesnar. It's a given that Undertaker's going to win this match. There's no denying it. The streak is not going to end. It's not going to happen. I'm 99.9% sure that Undertaker will retire with the streak intact. In fact, I'm 100% sure. They're not going to end it. They're not going to let anyone kind of take that away from him when he retires. But I'm looking forward to the match anyway, because it always seems to be a good match. There's always a moment in every single Undertaker match at WrestleMania. There's always that one moment you think, that's it, the streak's broken. Every single time it happens. I think it's always when Taker seems to get tombstoned that someone think. I remember Triple H tombstoned him, and CM Punk tombstoned him last year as well. And that's that moment you think that it's going to end. I think a couple of years ago in that Hell in a Cell match, when Shawn Michaels Sweet Chin Music him, Taker kind of fell backwards into a pedigree. Shawn Michaels did the quick count, but he still kicked out. And there's always that one moment that you think it's going to end, but it's not going to win. But I'm really excited to see the match anyway, because I love the Taker matches. It's always exciting to see. But yeah, Undertaker definitely getting the win on that one. Then we've got Daniel Bryan versus Triple H. Now, this has been the main. This is the main kind of main event of the whole WrestleMania. Well, part of the story of the main event, because obviously we lead on to the bigger match. But Daniel Bryan versus Triple H, it's too hard to kind of predict what's going to happen, because I think that Daniel Bryan will beat Triple H. I do, cleanly. And I think Daniel Bryan will go in to be in the triple threat match with Randy Orton and Batista. But there's no denying Triple H is going to be involved in that match somehow, in that triple threat match, but I just don't know how. It's so many possibilities that could happen, because obviously it's a triple threat match. There's no rules, there's no DQ, which means we're going to get a screw job finish. You know we are. We're going to have loads of people coming in, kind of ruining the match. Triple H will be there. Wouldn't surprise me if the Shield, Kane, everyone's in there. But who knows? I honestly think, out of all of it, after everything's happened, we're going to end with Daniel Bryan as champion. Daniel Bryan will be WWE World Heavyweight Champion at the end of WrestleMania 30. I think Vince would be absolutely crazy to end his biggest WrestleMania, his big landmark WrestleMania, without the crowd doing the yes chants. 70,000 people, I think it is, doing the yes chants. It has to end that way. Anything else, and it's going to be boos, you're going to have chairs in the ring, you're going to be tossing stuff in the ring. If Randy Orton defends his championship, people are going to hate it. If Batista wins, everyone's going to hate it. Batista was back for like 2 weeks and people turned on him because he's so boring. You don't want your biggest main event in WrestleMania history with Batista winning the title just to promote the Guardians of the Galaxy film, because that's what it would be if he wins. And at the same time, I don't think Triple H is going to be winning that title. In 2014, going over your biggest talent you've got in Daniel Bryan to have just another title reign for Triple H is not going to happen. So I honestly can't see anything other than Daniel Bryan winning. But I don't think that's the end. I think he's going to win, and something's going to happen afterwards, because obviously it's not going to be straightforward. Something's going to happen, but it's hard to predict. So yeah, I think Daniel Bryan will beat Triple H and will eventually win that triple threat match, but something's going to happen. But moving away from the matches, we've had some big news that Stone Cold Steve Austin is at WrestleMania, and they're not giving away any details on why. And for me, I can't see anything else other than CM Punk is going to be involved. I am praying to God that Stone Cold is back to have a face-off with CM Punk. Who knows, maybe Stone Cold comes out just to cut a random promo. CM Punk's music hits, the crowd goes crazy, and they just have a Hogan Rock-style stare-down. And that sets up the main event. Sorry about that, my camera ran out of battery. But as I was saying, yeah, if Stone Cold and CM Punk have a Rock Hogan style stare down, that would be crazy. Obviously it would set up the main event for next year's WrestleMania, and I think it would be just really crazy to see. I'd have goosebumps, I'll be marking out like crazy, because obviously CM Punk is my favourite from this current era, and Stone Cold is my favourite of all time. So I am praying to God that we see that, but it is going to be an awesome WrestleMania. Like I said, those were my predictions. I think it's going to be a great show, I really do. I think it's got the potential to be better than the last couple of years. I know we had Rock involved in the last couple of years, but the Daniel Bryan thing, everyone loves this guy, and there's no slowing it down. If they do it right, if WWE pull this off and have Daniel Bryan close the show with the titles around his waist, yesing the crowd, that's a decent show for me. That's worthy of WrestleMania status. But like I said, I really want Stone Cold to be back for a CM Punk reason. I don't just want Stone Cold back just to stun someone and drink a few beers. Probably be someone like Damien Sandow or Heath Slater or something. I don't just want that kind of just appearance just to satisfy our Stone Cold cravings. But like I said, Stone Cold doesn't want that himself. Stone Cold said he's only going to return for something worthwhile, something that he feels is good. And I feel like CM Punk match at WrestleMania 31 would be a good reason. So let's hope for that. I really am excited to watch this, guys. I'm going to be watching it live in the UK. I'm going to be staying up late and watching it. So I will give you my thoughts on the whole show afterwards as well. So yeah, guys, thanks for watching this video. I know it's been quite long, but I wanted to get all my predictions out there anyway. Apologies, it's a few days, well, it's only a couple of days till WrestleMania, but I wanted to do it better late than never, eh? So yeah, guys, leave your comments down below. Tell me if you think this is going to be Daniel Bryan's show. I really do believe it will be. So yeah, thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below as usual, and I'll see you on my next video.